Hey, what's up? It's me, Jessica J, and I was just wondering if you've ever sat and thought to yourself, am I sexy but just don't know it? Well, if so, I'm glad you asked, because today I'm gonna go over 10 of the sexiest things y'all do without even knowing, and to make sure you never miss out on another opportunity to be showing your sexy self or another one of my videos, don't forget to hit that subscribe button with that notification bell. Okay, so one thing I want to make clear is that when I say sexy, it's pretty subjective, right? Or it can be. Everybody likes their own thing, and, one thing might get your gears going where it might get another guy's going down. But on a universal scale, we women go off of our emotions when it comes to being attracted to you, and when it comes to finding you sexy, we more so go off of how connected we feel to you and how much you get our emotions and connectivity going. And for the shortcut to getting any woman's emotional gears going and feeling all sexy and good for you, don't forget to check out my Speech to Spark Arousal system at speechsparkarousal.com. Okay, because there's 10, I'm gonna get right to it. The first one is helping others. Maybe you're walking down the street and you see an elderly lady in the crosswalk and you're like, hey, miss! And you throw her over your shoulder as you hear the beep, 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 beep. Get faster and faster before a 4x4 come and smashes y'all to smithereens. Or maybe you're in the checkout line and you notice that you have, a week's worth of groceries and the lady behind you only has 2 things. So you're like, hey, miss, you want to go in front of me? Either way, helpful is hot. When I talk about things that are sexy, things that gets our gears going, I'm talking about the things that make us want to accept your peen into our vagine. And again, how many times do I have to talk about on a biological level? What does sex mean to us women? It means we're gonna have a baby, yay! It doesn't know that we think it's fun and that we actually don't wanna have kids right now because we wanna develop our careers and such. All our bodies know was that peen and vagine means baby time. So if we see you being a helpful motherfucker, our bodies go, oh my god, that's so hot. Why? Because our bodies are like, it would be really hot if he totally helped us during the 9 months we're pregnant and then helped us raise this baby. Which then brings me to number 2, sexiest thing y'all don't even realize you're doing is when you fix shit. I can't tell you how hot it is when something's broken on mine and a man comes and is like, don't worry miss, I got this. And I'm like, he just fixed my pipe. He could totally pipe my puss. Again, it all goes back to procreation, and you being able to take care of shit makes our bodies think that, when we're incapacitated and can't see our feet anymore because we're 9 months pregnant and the toilet's broken, he can fix it. This is the guy we should have babies with. Which then brings me to number 3 is when you stand up for us. Maybe we're at the cashier and this lady gives us back 12 cents when she should have given us back $20.12. You saying something like, hey man, you totally ripped my girl off here, what the F? Or maybe I made some awful ass dinner for your mom and your mom's like, this is bullshit, you're not good enough for my son. And you say something like, whoa mom, you're out of line, that's my girl, yo. Either way, you standing up to us again gets our reproductive system going. Because oh my god, if there was a T-Rex here, he would totally stand in front of us with his spear and his loincloth and fucking kill that shit. We should have babies with him. Which then brings me to number 4, which is turning down other girls for us. Maybe there's all these chicks on your fucking Facebook who are like, you're so hot, you're so sexy. And instead you put up a picture of me and you because you're so proud that I'm your girl and fuck those other girls. Or maybe some girls all over you, and instead of catering to that attention that you're getting from this other chick, you're like, nope, I'm gonna go hang out with my girl. Again, this is the stuff our reproductive systems find very sexy. Why? Because it's if you impregnate us and there's other tail around, we want a guy who's not gonna be like, oh my god, other puss, I'm gravitating towards the other puss. We want a guy who's like, no, other puss, I have my puss right here. And again, our reproductive systems, what do they say? Let's have babies. Oh my god, what a great guy. I want his beat on my vagina. Which would then bring me to number 5, which is asking how our day was. I talk about this in so many videos, about how all my girlfriends just complain about wanting a guy to ask us how our motherfucking day was. You'd be surprised real. And I don't mean like, how was your day? That's cool. Here's how my day was. I'm talking like asking her how her day was and genuinely listening and echoing back. Wait, so you're saying this happened to you? What? That's crazy. Again, it's going back to finding you sexy means finding you sexually appropriate to take us to Pound Town. And when you ask how our day is, it shows that you have a genuine care and interest in our well-being. Which would then obviously bring me to number 6, which is checking in to see how we're doing. Maybe you know that we're not feeling really comfortable at the party because everyone is on drugs and she's not. Or maybe you know that she's been really sick and hasn't, been able to get out of bed and walk her dogs. You checking in shows that you fucking care. And again, going back to our reproductive systems, it shows that you're the man who could be there by our side when we are physically incapable of being there for ourselves because we're growing another human inside our bodies. So naturally, if you're that guy who's checking in with us because you actually care and you actually care about our well-being, guess what? Our reproductive systems are gonna be like, oh my God, make a baby with him. Please. Number 7 is be accountable. So this goes back to something I always talk about in regards to being consistent with your words and your actions. If you absolutely did something, own it. Don't make excuses. Okay, fine, like I did totally tell you to chill out and relax and fuck off when you told me you were upset. Or even, you're right, I did say I would start going to therapy and only went once in 2 months. Matching your actions and your words on a consistent basis is the type of thing that lets us women know that you are a man who will be there by our side. We can trust you. And when we can trust you, that's the stuff that makes us say like, oh my God, this is the type of guy that I want banging me out on my back porch while the neighbors watch because I love him so much. He's so accountable. Number 8 is kind of going off what I've been talking about, and that is caring when you're not asked to. Maybe you heard that she really likes daffodils, and then the next day you're like, hey bitch, I got you some daffodils. Or maybe you have this restaurant that you really love going to and you've talked about it all the time, about going with all your other friends, and you say to yourself, you know what, I think I'll take her there. I never have. Caring without being asked to, again, shows that you're a man who is assertive, who is proactive, who can be there on a moment's notice to handle shit should things in the environment not go the way we plan. Again, it just all goes back to our fucking reproductive system. If you care without being asked to, that means you could possibly catch the baby if you had to because we couldn't get to the hospital in time. And that makes our reproductive systems go, we should have a fucking baby with you if you haven't gotten it by now. This actually ties very nicely now into number 9, which is make plans for us. Again, I can't stress this enough. What is sexy to us? Sexy to us is knowing we have a man who could lead us in life and allow us to let down our guard and not worry so much about our life, because really, we can't worry about our life when we're worrying about the life growing inside us. I know it's probably the least sexiest thing ever, but I'm trying to make it as understandable and as rational as possible when you think about what gets women's gears going. So whether it's, plans for the weekend, hey babe, I just thought you and I have never taken a trip together, so I planned a little weekend getaway. Or maybe you're not even dating and you just know that hey, there's this great concert and I know you said you liked concerts before the pandemic, so I bought you a drum set. Either way, a man with a plan is where it's at. That's what makes us ladies feel like we can count on you. And that's the stuff that makes us come undone for you. Which now brings me to number 10, which is showing empathy. If you know what empathy is, at the very least, it's showing that you connect and understand a woman with where she's at. And the fastest way to do it is with my Speak Spark Arousal system, where I go over step by step from approach all the way to in your goddamn relationship, how to keep that strong emotional connection with the woman in a way that gets her wanting you and wanting no one else but you. So when I say showing empathy, I mean we women want to know that you totally get how much our day sucked, and you totally understand why we hate Karen in accounting. And even though we're bitching and moaning about how we don't like how that girl is all over you, you can sit there and be like, oh my God, I'm sorry you feel that way. That sucks, huh? That's that's the stuff, again, that lets us know that you're a strong enough man to be right beside us during our hardest times. You're the guy we can count on. You're the guy we should go to, as opposed to some other man out there. And when you're able to show empathy, that's the stuff that makes women feel emotionally connected to you. And when men want sex to connect, we women want sex when we feel connected to you. And empathy is a way to get us, let's make some fucking babies through Pound Town. So those are the 10 sexy things that you do without even realizing it. And if you know that you want to be that sexy dude that magnetizes women to you with your conversations from start to finish, whether you're approaching her or knee deep in this relationship, don't forget to check out my Speak to Spark Arousal system at speaktosparkarousal.com. So check yourself for these 10 things. Thanks for watching as always, and I'll see you guys next time.